Hi, welcome back to the Coin Studio. That tiny penny in your hand? It could be hiding a secret worth over $1 million. These aren't myths, they're real coins, pulled from pocket change that have shattered auction records and left collectors stunned. Today we reveal the 5 Lincoln wheat cents so rare, so valuable, that one discovery could rewrite your bank account. And when you're here, number 1. You'll never look at a penny the same way again. Let's moving on. Number 5, 1914 Lincoln wheat cent. And the rich history of American coinage. Few pieces capture the fascination of collectors quite like the 1914 Lincoln wheat cent. This coin, struck at the Denver Mint during a time of economic growth and social change, stands as one of the most sought-after key dates in the Lincoln cent series. It's not just its age that makes it so valuable, it's the perfect combination of rarity, historical significance, and the undeniable allure of owning one of the most elusive coins ever minted for circulation in the United States. Back in 1914, the Denver Mint produced just 1,193,000 of these cents. That might sound like a lot at first, but in the world of coin collecting, that mintage is extremely low, especially when you consider that millions upon millions of other Lincoln cents were produced in different years. The low production, combined with the fact that most coins were heavily circulated, makes high-grade survivors exceptionally rare today. The early 20th century was a time when pennies were truly workhorses of the economy. They weren't set aside as keepsakes, people used them for everyday purchases. Children spent them on candy. Adults dropped them into streetcar fare boxes. And countless coins were exchanged daily at markets and shops. Because of this heavy use, the vast majority of 1914 cents quickly wore down. The result is that finding one in pristine condition today is like finding a time capsule from over a century ago. Collectors prize this coin not just because of its scarcity, but because it's part of the foundational years of the Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909 to honor the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. When you hold a genuine 1914 in your hand, you're holding a coin that bridges a remarkable era. In 1914, World War I was just beginning in Europe. Henry Ford had introduced the assembly line, and the United States was still on the gold standard. Each cent was worth far more in purchasing power than it is today, making this small copper coin an important piece of the average American's daily life. From a technical standpoint, the coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it that rich reddish-brown color that many collectors love. Over time, natural oxidation has created varying hides of brown and red, and those with the original mint red coloration are the most desirable in the marketplace. Another layer of intrigue comes from the challenge of authentication. Because of the coin's rarity and value, counterfeiters have been producing fake 1914 cents for decades, often by altering com and date Lincoln cents to add the coveted mint mark. As a result, serious collectors always look for coins that have been professionally graded and certified by respected grading services like PCs or NGC. These organizations verify authenticity and assign a grade, which plays a huge role in determining market value. Even well-worn, heavily circulated examples can fetch hundreds of dollars, while lightly circulated or mint-state examples soar into the thousands. For example, a 1914 Lincoln wheat cent graded is 65 red by PCs, meaning it is in near-perfect condition with full original mint color, sold for a staggering $158,625 in a public auction. That price reflects not only the rarity, but the intense competition among advanced collectors who want to complete a high-grade Lincoln cent collection. In numismatic circles, owning a gem-quality 1914 is like owning a piece of American history that very few will ever see in person, let alone hold. The 1914 Lincoln Weed cent isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of persistence in collecting. It teaches collectors patience, attention to detail, and the value of preserving history. From its modest beginnings in Denver to its place as one of the most famous keyed pennies, it continues to inspire both C's and numismatists and newcomers who dream of one day adding it to their collection. Even if most people will never own a top-grade example, just knowing about this coin and the story it carries reminds us why coin collecting is called the hobby of kings. Number for 1955 double-die Lincoln Wheat cent. Among the most iconic and instantly recognizable era coins in American numismatic history, the 1955 double-die Lincoln Wheat cent holds a legendary status that transcends the coin collecting world. This is not just a piece of copper, it's a phenomenon, a conversation starter, and for many collectors, the ultimate trophy in a lifetime of searching pocket change. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a routine production run, this coin was born from a mechanical mishap that transformed it from an ordinary penny into one of the most famous mint errors ever released into circulation. To understand why the 1955 double die is so captivating, we have to look at how coins are made. In the 1950s, dies, the steel pieces that strike the coin's design, were still prepared using a multi-strike hubbing process. Sometimes, during this process, the hub, which contains the original design, would be misaligned between impressions. On the 1955 cent, this misalignment caused the burst eye to receive a dramatic secondary image, creating a bold doubling effect. When coins were later struck with this faulty die, every detail on the burst, most famously the date 1955 and the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," appeared double to the naked eye. This doubling is so strong and clear that even someone with no knowledge of coin errors can immediately spot it. The error went unnoticed at first, and thousands of these double die cents were mixed in with normal coins and released into everyday commerce. At the time, there was no internet, no viral videos, no instant mass communication, so the only way people discovered them was by finding them in change. Imagine buying a cup of coffee for a nickel in 1955 and receiving one of the most famous coins in history as part of your change. For many Americans, that's exactly how they stumbled upon this treasure. Because the coin is so famous, it's also one of the most counterfeited and altered coins in the United States. Some forgers create fakes by using a normal 1955 cent and engraving or etching the doubling, while others splice together two coins to mimic the look. The genuine double die has very specific characteristics that expert graders can identify, which is why authentication by PCs, NGC, or another trusted grading service is essential for anyone looking to buy one. The rarity and demand for the 1955 double dice and all condition levels. Even heavily circulated examples coins that have clearly seen decades of handling can fetch hundreds of dollars. Well-preserved examples are far rarer, and the value jumps dramatically with each step up the grading scale. In fact, in pristine mint state red condition, the coin is a true heavyweight in the market. One such example, graded Miss 65 red by PCs, sold at auction for a breathtaking $114,000, cementing its place among the most valuable Lincoln cents ever sold. Collectors love this coin not just for its value, but for the story it tells. It represents a perfect storm of circumstances, a rare and dramatic error, an era when such mistakes could slip into circulation unnoticed, and a design that is instantly recognizable to millions of people, even for those who never intend to buy one. The 1955 double die serves as a reminder to always check your change, because treasures can still be hiding in the most ordinary places. Owning a 1955 doubled die Lincoln Wheat cent is like owning a piece of coin collecting legend. It bridges the gap between hobbyist and historian, between chance discovery and dedicated pursuit. For many collectors, this is the coin that started their passion, and for others, it's the one they've been chasing for decades. Either way, its legacy is secure as one of the most beloved and talked about coins in American history. Number 3, 1909's VBB Lincoln Wheat Cent. The 1909's VB Lincoln Wheat Cent is one of the most famous, instantly recognizable, and hotly pursued coins in all of American numismatics. It holds a unique position in the hearts of collectors because it marks both a historic beginning and a brief, fascinating controversy that forever cemented its status as a key date rarity. This coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint in 1909, on the very first year the United States issued the Lincoln Cent. Its creation was intended to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the firstest coin to feature a real historical figure rather than a symbolic representation of liberty. Designed by Lithuanian-born sculptor Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Cent replaced the long-running Indian head cent. The new design was a major change in American coinage tradition, and Brenner placed his initials BDB prominently on the reverse at the bottom between the wheat stalks. While artists' signatures on coins were not unprecedented, some government officials and members of the public felt the initials were too large and ostentatious. The controversy erupted quickly, and within weeks of the coin's release, the US Mint ordered Brenner's initials removed. This sudden change resulted in a very small number of Lincoln cents bearing the VDB initials being minted, particularly at the San Francisco Mint, where production was already limited. The total mintage of the 1909's VBB is just 484,000 coins, one of the lowest in the entire Lincoln Cent series. Considering that most coins from the era entered immediate circulation and were handled heavily, high-grade examples have always been scarce. This scarcity, combined with the historical significance of being a first-year issue with a dramatic backstory, makes it a dream coin for collectors. The S Mint mark on the obverse, just below the date, indicates its origin from the San Francisco Mint, which in 1909 was producing coins for the growing West Coast economy. Many of these cents quickly made their way into everyday transactions buying newspapers, candy, streetcar fares, and few people in 1909 realized they were holding what would become one of the most valuable and talked about coins in the country. Over the years, countless examples were lost, damaged, or worn nearly flat from use. This makes any well-preserved example a highly prized find today. The coin's appeal spans all conditions. Even heavily circulated pieces can bring hundreds of dollars, while lightly circulated and uncirculated examples command far more. But the pinnacle of desirability lies in full Reedman State coins, where the original copper brilliance has been perfectly preserved for more than a century. One such specimen, rated Ms. 67 red by PCs, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $258,500, proving the intense demand among serious collectors for the very best examples. Owning a 1909's VB is like holding a piece of living history. It's a tangible connection to the year America celebrated Abraham Lincoln's centennial, to the artistry and pride of Victor David Brenner, and to a time when pennies could actually buy something meaningful. Whether displayed in a high-grade registry set or cherished in a personal collection, this coin's legacy as one of the most important and desirable US coins will never fade. Number 2, 1943D Bronze Lincoln Wheat Cent. The 1943D Bronze Lincoln Wheat Cent is one of the ultimate holy grails of US coin collecting, existing as a result of remarkable and accidental deviation from standard minting practices during World War II. With only a single confirmed example known to exist from the Denver Mint, this coin is a true one of a kind treasure. During the war, copper was critical for military production, so the US Mint struck pennies in zinc-coated steel instead. However, a few leftover bronze plancas from 1940 to were accidentally struck in 1943 with the new date. From Denver, only one such coin is known. Authenticated by PCs and graded Miss 60 for Brown. In 2010, it sold for an astonishing $1,700,000 in a private sale, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever struck. The reddish-brown hue, heavier weight compared to steel cents, and its perfect storm of wartime history make this coin legendary. With only one in existence, it's not just rare, it's irreplaceable. It represents the dream of every collector to find the impossible. Number 1, 1925's Lincoln Wheat Cent. The 1925's Lincoln Wheat Cent would not seem rare at first glance, but in gem condition, it is one of the hardest coins in the series to obtain. Weak strikes, poor minting quality, and decades of circulation mean that fully struck, red luster examples are almost unheard of. Its mintage of 26,380,000 masks the realities. San Francisco coins of this era were notorious for softness and detail, and collectors saved almost none in rolls. The few that have survived in pristine condition are numismatic gold. A blazing Miss 65 red example sold for $54,625, and the coin remains a challenge even for the most advanced collectors. It's a coin that teaches patience and rewards determination. While it lacks the dramatic error or minuscule mintage of others on this list, its difficulty lies in perfection, a perfection that only a handful of collectors will ever own. And there you have it, 5 Lincoln Wheat Cents that prove even the smallest coin can hold a giant story. From million-dollar rarities to hidden treasures in pocket change, these are the pennies that keep collectors dreaming. So keep your eyes sharp, check your change, and remember history might just be hiding in the palm of your hand.